first video on this car. We put a transmission in and an engine in and got it running and played in the backyard a little bit and had some fun. What we're gonna do now is try to finish it and get it roadworthy. We never put the hood or the apron or anything on because we knew the engine had to come back out. What we need is new transmission mounts, which Connor got for Christmas. He also, for Christmas, got a new pulley, the shiniest part of the car right now, and he got a new mirror because that one was kind of falling off. So we'll start going over the checklist to get it roadworthy. Stock motor mounts that we suspect one might be torn. If you stand back here, the engine looks like it's sagging to the driver's side a little bit. I don't know if you can see that on video or not, but it just looks weird. So we'll get this thing popped out. All right, got the motor out, the engine out, excuse me. And just you can see how bad that moves around. All right, next out, trans. I got the starter out. Connor's working on the CV bolts. There you go. There she goes.
She's leaning that way.
Yeah.
She's,
All right, I can do this without dropping it. Got wires hooked on it. The Bowden tube is now off. The clutch cable has to pull through that bracket. So we got to put that in. Flashlights are falling. Okay, we should be clear to go down. You want to go down as soon as you can so there's less distance for it to fall. All right, there's the new mounts and the old mounts. The front one is just a direct replacement. The new urethane part of the rear mount is new, but this saddle or whatever you call it is in horrible shape and it's ugly, and I don't like these 3-part ones, so we're gonna switch it to that style. All right, we got everything in. We're gonna try to start it now. We can already tell that the engine is sitting straighter in there. Oh, it doesn't move at all now. Look at that. Yay. Doesn't move at all now. Look at that. Yay. Making things better. All right, let's try to start it. And Connor thought this car sounded a little wimpy, so we're gonna try to cut these baffles out. There it is. I bet that's restrictive. You're gonna make tens of horsepower. All right, it's Connor's birthday, so we're gonna finish putting his car back together. I was gonna work on the buggy today, but this is pretty close to being done, and like I said, it's his birthday, so. Okay, bumper on, needs a paint job. Next thing is the deck lid won't latch, but it looks like this latch is all mangled here, so I think we're gonna bend it down, weld it into place, maybe touch up the paint, and then fine tune the bend on the tab here. Okay, got that welded back down and shot some paint on it. Latch seems to be working now. Okay, onto the breastplate. It's turning. I'm chasing it around, it keeps turning. All right, we didn't do the whole Bondo bodywork sanding thing, but it turned out pretty okay. Pretty okay, that's kind of the way we roll around here. We can always make it better another day. Got the breastplate painted and put in. Connor's hooking up the breather hose. Came out okay. Not perfect, but pretty good. I like to seal up as much as I possibly can, so I'm gonna work on the seal here and try to pop it into place. Every little leak like that could be a couple more degrees of engine temp. We're trying to sort out the last minute wiring. We weren't the ones that pulled this engine out, and a lot of the wires weren't marked or anything, so we're trying to bug out individual parts. This one we just figured out is the oil pressure idiot light. When I build a new engine, I always put a mechanical gauge in just so I can see that pressure build up. Eventually we want an oil pressure gauge, but for now we're just gonna hook up the original idiot light. So we're gonna get that gauge out of there and swap it out for a stock switch. Here, you take that. Point it at that gauge there. Hopefully to avoid making a mess, I'll just pack some paper towels underneath it. Let's see if we can walk that gauge out of there without breaking anything. Okay. Okay, thread that in. I have no idea what size wrench it's supposed to be, but I know it's the American sized crescent wrench will fit. This is a metric crescent wrench, but it should do the job.
Waka waka. Come Mama.
You don't want to tighten this. It's very easy to over tighten this, and I have a very large wrench on here, so I'm gonna leave it looser than I normally would like. We didn't lose a drop of oil. All right, we figured out that it was this switch. And look at that, the wire happens to be just about the right length. Amazing. All right, Connor, so like I said, the oil light should come on when you turn the key on and then go out when you start the engine. Let's make sure we're in neutral. So the light should come on, okay? See if it goes out when we start it. Yeah, it actually hurts anything or not. Okay, it came back on. It took a minute for the pressure to bleed off. Let's try it again. Okay, that's like one of 5 things crossed off the list. See if we can get the tack working now. It seems like an easy one. All right, we hooked up what we thought was the tack wire. Let's see if it is. Okay. We're hooking up things one at a time and eliminating question marks. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. We have plans very soon to rewire this entire car. The wiring on this car is a mess, the whole thing. So we're look in the trunk here. VWs are kind of a mess to begin with in here, but damn! This car especially has had all kinds of gremlins for a long time. We're gonna put a modern fuse box in this and just start from scratch and make it good. I don't know if we're gonna make it ourselves or buy a kit or what, but this car deserves a new wire harness. All right, we got pretty much all the wiring buttoned up, some things secured better. The only thing we didn't do is get the alternator wires figured out. I want to do a little bit of reading on this subject and see what we have to do exactly. I'm pretty sure there's a big wire here that goes to B+. I'm pretty sure you have to bypass the regulator under the back seat, and then I got to figure out which wire goes to the exciter wire. I don't know, but I'm sure there's a very simple diagram out there somewhere that'll tell me how to do that. So for now, we're gonna shut the hood here. Connor's putting some gas in. I think we might drive around the lawn a little bit, maybe venture onto a dirt road somewhere. We'll see. We got to add a third garage door to this garage. That shop there doesn't have a door, but it looks good all reassembled in the back. We had it for a while with no deck lid, no bumper, no nothing in the back, so it looks a lot better to see it complete. I think we might venture out a little bit and drive on the road just a little bit until we trust it a little bit to go further. We don't have a very good camera angle because the windshield of a flat windshield bug is really close to your face, so we tried to zoom back as much as we could, but I think that's as good as it gets. We gotta make sure Brody's not running around behind us. I think we're gonna venture out a little bit on the road and see how it goes. I hear a lot of ticking in the engine, but I don't hear that when we're outside of the car. I don't know if something's transferring through the car or what. We're just gonna go up to the first intersection, turn around, come back for now. It's still a little cold, so might run a little boggy. Oh, this ride's rough. Here we go, pavement. Third gear. We haven't hit third yet with this. Fourth. Oh, I'm giving it all the beans. Front end's a little darty. We might have to do an alignment. Fourth gear. Is that a skunk? Don't hit it. That's definitely a skunk. Don't hit that. I wonder if that noise isn't ticking. I wonder if it's the exhaust making that kind of sound. Oh, it's very darty. We gotta adjust the alignment on this. It's darting all over the place. Oof. 45. It's hard to go fast on this road. You definitely gotta check your alignment. It's a little sketchy. See if we can turn around here.
It's got a drag slip over there, like a
Yeah.
chassis.
That should be didn't bottom out. That's good. All right, let's give it all she's got. Ready? 4,500. There's 50. There's a big bump coming up. Oof. Back to third. And check it over a little bit, make sure everything's okay. I want to see what that ticking noise is. I'm pretty sure it's the exhaust, which is a little disappointing because it's driving me a little nuts. But let's make sure it's not nothing major like something with the valve train or something. It's pretty good though. Brakes were good. Yeah, I hear ticking from inside the car, but not from outside. Well, we experimented with taking the baffles out. Yeah, the rattles. That was rattling a little. We experimented with cutting the baffles out of this muffler, and it sounds good when you're standing next to it revving it up, but when you're in the car, it makes like it sounds like a tick noise, but it isn't. It's the exhaust is making like it's hard to describe. It's like a impactful sound. All right, let's pull it in the garage real quick and we'll check the alignment with a tape measure just to see if it's like an inch towed in or something crazy like that, because it was extremely darty. All right, I made these up to quick and dirty check the alignment. You can hook a tape measure on that one and hook a tape measure on that one. Okay, I'm gonna scurry this over to Connor. I made a little chart here. I'll write what the width is here, and then subtract them and see what you got. Okay, on the front, I got 62 1/8. Let me jot that down here. Now we'll check the back. Okay, I got 61 3/4 on the back. 61 3/4. Okay, so I can tell you already that's wrong. All right, according to my math, we got 3/8 of an inch towed out. So we need to come in 3/8 to be straight and in another 1/8. So we want to go in a 1/2 inch. So this is off a 1/2 inch. Okay, we've gone from towed out to now towed in about a 1/16 of an inch. So that should be close enough. Let's take it for a quick drive and see if it's not so skitterish. Skitterish? Skittery? Yeah. Better than we know we made it better. It's better. It's normal when you first drive a car a couple times to smell weird smells. It's just, you know, paint burning off, sealant on things, stuff like that. It's kind of normal, but you got to know when to stop. Like if you see smoke billowing out the back, stop. Yeah. Bugs didn't have mirrors on the right side. Yeah, I'm used to big old boat American cars the last couple of years. I haven't driven a Bug on the street in a while. Shifter's adjusted pretty good. The 2.3 is the tough one on the Bug. You want to try a little Bernski?
Sure.
Residue, but not really salt.
Let's go straight by the house. The guy who looks those in the past going by.
Tuning on this carburetor, we just kind of jumped in and went. Yep, that's the trail to our house. Oh, I smell a little tire smoke. Just a little bit. Muffler. We'll get one of those real throaty like Flowmasters.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Runs good, sounds good. All right, we got in a couple of test drives and looks like the engine needs a little tuning, but it runs pretty good for a 1600. I don't know if I've ever had a 1600, maybe a long time ago. But we got ourselves a complete car here. All we have left to do is figure out the wiring on the alternator, a little engine tuning maybe, but we got a roadworthy car now. It's just details from here out. Old cars always need some little details here and there. All right, we're gonna end the video here. Car's in better shape now than it was this morning. Next is we're gonna get back on that, finish the frame, get the body back on it, and we're good to go.